So what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another rebuild challenge here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Today, the 82-0 fantasy draft rebuild challenge. Now, I've done this one in the past. I'm typically, if I'm being honest with you, not the biggest fans of these rebuild challenges, just because in and of itself, every single rebuild I technically do is kind of an 82-0 challenge, but I do understand why you guys want to see it. I will try my best to step it up today, and as always, if you guys do have any other video ideas, feel free to leave them down below. You guys are going to be seeing this one on Thursday. Unfortunately, Friday, tomorrow, I do go back to school. I will have a couple videos scheduled, so you guys are not left hanging, but I'm sure a lot of you know this. I will probably mention this in a couple more videos before I do head back. The upload streak will come to an end. I believe we're almost at 90 days now, which is just absolutely crazy. But again, just wanted to take the time to say thank you guys for such a great summer so far, man. We probably, if I'm being honest here, September 10th today, 2K22 drops. We probably have anywhere between 5 and 10 more videos of this. So it's interesting. This is a dead game at this point. If I'm being honest with you guys, I don't really enjoy playing it, but I know you guys enjoy watching it, so that's why I still do it. But 5 to 10 of these videos left, man. So if you guys want to see your video, make sure to let me know down below. And as always, you guys can do me a quick favor before we do hop into this video. If you guys can leave a sub down below and a like, I would enjoy that very, very much. All right, let's get into this one. So 82-0 is the name of the game. That's what we're ultimately trying to do today. I typically tend to throw on an extended challenge of winning at least one championship. I mean, I tend to have that in all my videos. But, you know, will 82 wins happen? Probably not. I don't think I've ever seen it so far in 2K22 at least, or excuse me, 2K21. But yeah, fantasy draft today, we'll go ahead and randomly select any team we got here, and we end up with the New York Knicks. Something a little bit different I'm going to do today. I'm actually going to go ahead and make my first 2 picks. So we will sim up to those first 2 picks, just 2. It's nothing that crazy. So on the board for us here right now, we definitely do have some options, some solid players. We ended up with the 18th overall pick. We take a look at some players that have gone a little bit higher here. No real surprises, I would say. So Luka tends to be the #1 overall pick here. That one doesn't really tend to ever really surprise me. So we got options. That's definitely something that we do have. I'm going to try to go ahead and make my first pick an absolute star, no matter what. And then further after that, I'm going to try to get somebody who's maybe on a rookie deal who's still really good. So I think LaMelo honestly will be sitting here in the second round. He's somebody I do love getting. I'm kind of wanting to get Kyrie right now just because he's very, very good. That goes without being said. Jimmy Butler kind of does start to tend to start regressing a little bit. Same goes with Paul George. Chris Paul, definitely a no for me. Karl Anthony Towns, definitely not a bad option, but I'm going to get Jimmy. I don't really ever get Jimmy these days, and so maybe he'll regress a little bit, but hopefully it doesn't hurt me too bad. I'm hoping LaMelo's still on the board here, and he is. That's beautiful. Those are our 2 picks. I will see you guys the rest of this squad. So the CPU went ahead and drafted the rest of this team for us. This is how the roster is constructed. We obviously went ahead and took Jimmy and LaMelo with our own 2 picks, followed by Terry Rozier, Bojan Bogdanovic, Cam Payne, Dwight Howard, Will Barton, Tucker, Lonnie Walker, Noel Iguodala, Prince Wagner, Damian Dotson. So, sometimes the CPU will actually be really nice to me, and they'll draft me a lot of young talent on rookie contracts, which is something I definitely prefer. You save a lot of money. They tend to progress more than some of these older guys. But, maybe besides a Lonnie Walker here, maybe Mo Wagner if you even want to count him. And obviously I took LaMelo myself. Not a ton of young talent on this roster. So are we championship contenders right now? Probably not. But I think we definitely do have a few moves to make this year. I think probably by season 3. If we have any chance of going 82-0, it's definitely going to be by that year. So we are definitely going to be making some trades to start out this video. I don't really have anything huge in mind, but definitely maybe an upgrade to that center spot. Obviously, we did go ahead and pass on Karl Anthony Towns for Jimmy Butler. So the center spot's open right now. I don't really plan on starting Dwight Howard here in the first season. So let's get into some moves. So I'm going to go ahead and see if Utah will give me my guy Tingus Pingus here. He only has 3 stars in trade value right now. I don't really know why he has 3 stars. I would still say, coming off the year, according to 2K anyways, he's very good. I know those are his real stats from 2019, 2020, but according to it is the updated roster, though. But Nerlens Noel, Will Barton, that is what makes the money work here. We're going to go ahead and see if they want to do that. I didn't think so. So I'm dumb as hell and always forget to turn off previously traded picks. So, yeah, I don't really know what value any of these picks are going to have, but we're going to pick up KP. He's definitely going to be our starting center, who obviously does still progress very, very well for us. I will start Bojan Bogdanovic for a season. And then we will probably move on at some point in time. So, Andre Iguodala is going to be my backup small forward. That's not bad for, 1 season anyways. Lonnie Walker will get some minutes campaign as well. So, probably the only trade we're going to make. Definitely not an 82-0 season by any means. But, this team's in a good spot for the future, I would say. I'll see you guys with the rotation. Before we do start simming year number 1, we will quickly go over the rotation we have here in New York. LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, so Hornets backcourt, I guess, very, very interesting right there. Jimmy Butler, our pick. Some of you might have found it, maybe not the right pick. Maybe Towns, Kyrie. One of the two could have been a better pick, but Jimmy's just not a guy I really ever get, man. And when I have the option of getting him, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So that's my explanation on that. Bojan Bogdanovic definitely starting for a year, and followed by Kristaps Porzingis, who is back in a Knicks uniform. Funny enough, the game actually wants PJ Tucker to start. I'm sure it's for defensive reasons. Him and, Jimmy, I'm super excited to see how they're going to do in Miami this year, next to each other anyways. But we're going to still start Bogdanovic. I mean, Jimmy Butler is not exactly, a 25, 26, 27 point per game guy. Hopefully can be around 20 for us, but I'd like more scoring in the lineup if possible. Obviously, Bogdanovic is going to give me that over PJ Tucker. Bench unit, Cameron Payne, PJ Tucker, Dwight Howard, Lonnie Walker, and Andre Iguodala. It is very close to a retirement home, especially with these three of Tucker, Howard, and Iguodala. I mean, obviously, Lonnie Walker is still young. Cameron Payne's only 27, but, we probably have to work on the bench this offseason. Maybe obviously that power forward spot as well. But again, we will get there when we do get there. I think this team can definitely be competitive in the playoffs, hopefully. But 82-0 is definitely not happening. So I will see you guys at the end of year number one. It definitely wasn't 82-0, but we were good enough to be a 1 seed here in the Eastern Conference. I mean, fantasy draft, the league evens out. This team was pretty good. I don't think we're going to be winning a championship this year necessarily. According to 2K, we might be. I didn't think we were going to, but hey, who knows? Nikola Jokic, MVP award in Brooklyn. Cade, Rookie of the Year, also in Brooklyn. Holy hell, that scares me. Josh Giddey, Sixth Man of the Year. Jonathan Isaac, also in Brooklyn, Defensive Player of the Year. Michael Porter Jr., Most Improved, and Tom Thibodeau, Coach of the Year. So, and then we have to face the Nets in the first round. I was going to say, are they not in the playoffs with those big three after winning 3 awards? And they are, but we have to face them in the first round because that's how my life goes. So, Jimmy at 19.5 points a game. LaMelo with a solid rookie campaign. I guess technically this. Oh, wait, no, it's not. I'm dumb as fuck. Oh, wait, yes, it technically is. Never mind. I'm just all over the place right now. 18 points a game, 7.5 boards, 7 assists. We take a look at Kristaps Porzingis, 16.5 points. Almost 10 rebounds a game, 1 assist. I mean, he shot 46% from the field. How many threes did he shoot? Around 37% from 3. It's not horrible. What was his three-point percentage back in his prime years in New York? Like this final season in New York where he kind of became a unicorn, I would say. Oh, it was 3.7. So he was just almost, under 40%, but 39.5 is nothing to be, complaining about for a guy who's 7'3". Terry Rozier, Bogdanovic, campaign, Dwight Howard, Lonnie Walker, Iguodala, PJ Tucker. We take a look at some rebounds right now. It was led by Tingus Pingus, and assists was a Melo. So this Brooklyn team won 3 awards during the regular season, and they do have Victor Oladipo and Gordon Hayward as well. I'm sure a lot of you know this because I say it every time I end up as a 1 seed here. How do some of these teams look like this and end up as an 8 seed? If I was in a normal rebuild right now and a team looked like this, I wouldn't be necessarily that shocked if they were an 8 seed. I'd still be surprised. But in a fantasy draft, how is this an 8 seed? You know what I'm saying? We'll see, though. We sweep them, and I don't even know why I question things anymore. Devontae Graham, Shake Milton, Magoat, Jason Tatum, Brickleberry, Simmons, and Nikola Vucevic. Goddamn, dude, one of my favorite times on NBA Twitter, and on NBA Twitter is one of the most toxic places on the planet. It's disgusting. The amount of fucking jobless, honestly, potentially homeless, bozos that comment ratio under every, NBA Central or Bleacher Report tweet. It's disgusting. It's so dumb. Get a fucking life. But, that being said, the Ben Simmons versus Jason Tatum debate was one of my funniest things ever back in, 2017, 2018. We do lose in 6 games. We lost to JT. It's okay. I understand it. And he goes on. And son of a bitch, this game loves Ben Simmons. He's an 84 at least in 2K22. That being said, I think he'll probably still progress and turn into, back to his All-Star self. What is he? He's a 3-time All-Star, correct? I don't like Ben Simmons, but I think he ultimately does get shit on quite a bit. I do understand where it comes from, especially after those playoffs, but man, oh man, I do think he can bounce back somewhere. But that does not stop me from making fun of him on Twitter. Okay, a lot of stuff we just talked about that didn't really have to do with this video. So we'll head up to the draft ladder right now. We have that Dallas pick. If I think we actually might still have it, but it ends up at number 3. I'm going to give it back to Dallas just because I forgot to turn off previously predicted picks. I would feel like that's almost cheating a little bit today. So I'll give it back to Dallas here for a second-round pick. Just get that out of the way. I don't know where our first-round pick is, but ultimately I screwed the pooch on that one, so I'm not really going to go ahead and give myself my first-round pick back. Where is Dallas? And I will give them it for a second in 2025. So my bad. I forgot to turn on previously traded picks. Staff signing. Tibbs just won Coach of the Year for us. He's not going anywhere. Caleb Brand. Honestly, I want somebody with some better ratings. Jordan Malone got some good ratings. Mike Woodson, 2 Bs. I can live with that. Johnny Bryant, same goes with you. Lewis Fletcher, good enough. And I do want an A trainer. So my guy, Randy Martin, will head up and hopefully sign Ryan Johnson as our assistant GM because he has some solid-ass ratings. So we're heading up to the draft right now. No first-round pick, as I mentioned. I screwed that one up, so it's 100% on me. We're not taking a second-round pick here. Not an 82-0 challenge anyway. So it is officially time to get cheesy. That is what we were going to be doing today. Qualifying, Lonnie Walker. I want you back for at least the qualifying, hopefully. And now we get into this free agency class. So, money's not on our side. Without a doubt, that is not a thing. We have a mid-level exception at $5.5 million. You take a look at this current roster we got right now. LaMelo's locked up for this entire video on his rookie contract, which is something that's definitely going to be good for us, I would say. Without a doubt, he's not going anywhere. I'm iffy on Rozier. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little bit iffy on Rozier. Hell, I'm a little bit iffy on this contract extension in the first place. I mean, I understand they wanted to lock him up, secure him, especially after losing Devontae Graham, but I'm still a little iffy on it. Jimmy's not going anywhere probably unless I get some crazy-ass offer. Power forward's definitely a new position we do need to figure out, and I'm going to give another shot to Tingus Pingus here. So let's get into some trades. So we are going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this trade here with Denver, Bojan Bogdanovic, campaign, a future first and a future second. And yes, I know the picks from Dallas. I'm still using it. I'm not giving them every single pick back. I screwed up at the end of the day. It's a single first-round pick. Jarrett Allen's going to come in here, hopefully fix our problems, defensively, at least at the center spot. That being said, Kristaps Porzingis is really not a good defensive center. For those of you who are saying he's 7'3", he is, and he should be a lot better for what he is at 7'3". But I'm going to move him to the power forward spot. As you saw, he can shoot the three ball a little bit. So we're going to give it a go anyways. If ultimately this front court doesn't end up working out, I'll probably go ahead and pull the trigger on some other trades. But as of now, that's probably going to be the first move we do make this offseason. The next move here is coming with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Terry Rozier, Devin Vassell, Mo Wagner, and a future first heading over to Oklahoma City. D'Angelo Russell coming back, him and PJ Washington as well, who they kind of just threw in here, and I'm very excited to have them, being honest with you. So, it's nothing against Rozier, just in a rebuild challenge where I'm probably trying to be as cheesy as possible. Really not taking the time to go ahead and try to get players I don't get as much. And ultimately, the goal is to win 82 games. I'm going to pull the trigger on this every single day of the week. So, we just got Vassell in the deal for, I almost had a Clint Capella, for Jarrett Allen, but we don't need a backup small forward with Jimmy. So, D'Lo's going to come in. D'Angelo Russell's 100% of, 100% he's a point guard, but in 2K anyways, you can play him at shooting guard, and he works out perfectly fine. So our only bench piece right now is PJ Washington, so that is definitely something we need to work on. We need a backup center. We do have some bird rights on some guys here. I think 100% I do want to get, well, never mind. Is Lonnie Walker not a bird right guy for me? I guess he's not. I'm not going to announce the rights on him, so hopefully he'll accept his qualifying. PJ Tucker's just 37. He's going to regress. I'm honestly surprised he doesn't retire. He typically does in the first year anyways. But, we will wait there on Lonnie Walker. He'll be my backup shooting guard. So we need a point guard. We need a center. That is what we do need to figure out right now. Backups anyways. So, the options here are pretty limited. Obviously a lot of these guys are on the older side. Trey Burke's honestly probably going to be my best option at that backup point guard spot. Lonnie Walker will obviously come in here, hopefully on his qualifying. And then center spot, I have no idea what we're going to do. I really don't. Willie Cauley-Stein for a year. He's a 75 overall. Honestly, could go down a little bit, but that's what I'm going to have to put up with. We definitely upgraded the starting lineup anyways, and honestly upgraded the bench probably. So we're going to go ahead and wait on Lonnie Walker. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2. We 100% made a lot of upgrades this offseason. Is this team ready to go anywhere close to 82-0? Probably not. That being said, I'm actually going to sit with you guys. We will simulate until we do lose a game. So here's how it's looking. New starting 5, at least in the department of my center and my shooting guard anyways. But LaMelo Ball, D'Angelo Russell, Jimmy Butler, Kristaps Porzingis, and Jarrett Allen's how it's going to look. Our bench unit, Lonnie Walker, PJ Washington, a tremendously good new addition to this bench. And then Trey Burke and Willie Cauley-Stein are definitely two of the guys we're going to have to work on this offseason. I think if we want any chance of even winning 75-plus games, we definitely need an all 80-plus overall bench. So that being said, I will sit with you guys until we lose a game. I don't know how long this is going to take. Probably not very long, if I'm being honest. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. We lose a game. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. 59-23 was our record to end season number 2. We have dropped to a 2 seed officially. I wouldn't be surprised if Brooklyn hopped up to that 1 spot. You saw how their roster was constructed last year. They were somehow an 8 seed, and we somehow swept them, but 2K logic. Nikola Jokic, MVP, second straight year. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey, Jonathan Isaac, Scotty Barnes, and oh god, he's demigod. Willie Green, 66-16. It looks like it is Detroit. Oh no, he's the Pelicans head coach. I'm dumb as fuck. Let's go ahead and take a look at some player stats right now. LaMelo, D'Angelo Russell, Jarrett Allen, Jimmy Butler, Kristaps Porzingis, Lonnie Walker. Am I dumb? I feel like I'm dumb right now. He's okay. He is New Orleans head coach, because I got confused that they didn't fire Stan Van Gundy for a second, because I thought it wasn't an updated roster, and then I realized it was, and I'm all over the place. Excuse me. Cleveland here, round number 1. Ja Morant, Terrence Davis, Isaac Okoro, Tobias Harris, and Blake Griffin. Let's go ahead. Hopefully win in 4. I thought it was going to be 4. We do end up winning in 6. I can live with that. James Harden, Victor Oladipo, OG Anunoby, Evan Mobley, and Daniel Tice. At least it's not an all-star center, right? Because the rest of the lineup is all-star caliber. But we do go on and we win in 5, and here comes the 8-seeded Charlotte Hornets. Trae Young, Lou Dort, Scotty Barnes. Lou Dort, sorry. I know I always say Dort. Scotty Barnes, Kai Jones, and Rudy Gobert, who I feel like always somehow ends up in a Charlotte Hornets jersey. I don't know if any of you guys agree with me on that, but I just always feel like I see Rudy in a Hornets jersey in these videos. Pelicans got Of course. Shea, Malik Monk, Sadiq Bey, Zion, and Andre Drummond. I hope Andre Drummond's the absolute cause that you guys lose this series and we get a championship. And we do! And Jimmy Butler, Finals MVP. 6 games, 19.6 boards, 6.5 assists, just under 2 steals. And oh, baby, we get it done. So the championship part of this is done. Ultimately, we have to try to get as close to 82-0 as possible. I will see if I can get some sort of cheese going, get some sort of good move here. I don't think we're changing anything in the staff department. We'll go ahead and sign Eldon Stewart. That's fine. And we will now head up to the draft. And I will see you guys with a trade. So because I want to have some fun, try to get the highest overalls as possible, I moved Jared Allen to a power forward. He goes up to a 90. We're going to pull the trigger on this deal here for Shea from the New Orleans Pelicans, who we did just beat in the finals. We're giving them Trey Burke in a second. And we're getting Shea in a first back. So it does kind of mean D'Angelo Russell is probably going to, I don't have any draft picks, is probably going to go ahead and get me some sort of center or power forward. LaMelo's obviously coming back. It's nothing against him whatsoever. I just, one, do get him a lot, and two, I like switching things up. So D'Lo is somebody we 100% got to give a contract to here. I'm not giving him a no trade clause, obviously. This is the final year, so PJ Washington can accept his qualifying. Lonnie Walker's unrestricted for God knows what reason why I didn't have bird rights on him. I guess they don't technically incorporate it if he switches to a different team or whatever the situation is here in 2K. But yeah, time to find a new center. So I'm doing this just because I think I'm going to get better offers for De'Aaron Fox. D'Lo 2 first for De'Aaron Fox and TJ McConnell. I just have an assumption that one, if I probably just glitch the game and do that. Oh, he actually doesn't go up in overall. If I trade De'Aaron Fox along with TJ McConnell and another first round pick, I feel like I might get a better offer for some sort of center. That being said, Jaren Jackson Jr., who I don't know why they have him listed as a center. He's really not a center, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull the trigger on this, and Kristaps Porzingis is just going to move back to that center spot for me. So we will do that. Jaren Jackson Jr. is officially on this team, and so we're going to move Shea to the shooting guard spot, who I also like him better at point guard, but again, this is 2K. We can do whatever we want. So I need a new backup center, and I need a new backup point guard. Those are the two things we do need to figure out. Steven Adams, a little bit old for me at this point in time. Honestly, Larry Nance Jr. can probably get me a pretty good trade piece, whether it's a point guard or a center. I don't know if it's going to 100% be an 80-plus overall, but we'll hop into some trades here, try to make this team as possibly as good as possible. Dale Malden, welcome to the squad. And now, who's the other highest overall I can sign? I'm seeing a bunch of 76s here. I love the glitch. Ready? Watch. It's so dumb that this is a thing, but Dwayne Dedmon, I know I'm also moving 100 miles an hour, goes up to a 79 overall there. And Dwayne Dedmon, and let's see, my 1 first-round pick I have left, and a second, I need a center. It does not have to be anybody tremendously good. Hopefully somebody that's just a high 70s, maybe. Charles Bediako, no. Come on. Oh, 2K, you're killing me here. All right, I'll take Rocco in a first, and then we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger on a Rocco deal, just because I know. God Lord. He actually goes up to an 81. But yeah, Robert Covington here. I have Joe. Wait, what? When did I get Joe Harris? I have no idea when I got Joe Harris. What team was he on last year? Houston? I'm sorry, I'm dumb as fuck. I'm sure a lot of you guys were commenting that. Okay, now we should be able to get a better center. I can get Jonathan Kuminga. Wow. Rashawn Holmes is probably going to be that guy for me. We can also maybe get Gary Trent Jr. off the bench. Honestly, let's pull the trigger on that. Gary Trent Jr., welcome to the squad. What we're going to do now is move on from Lonnie Walker. We'll also include Seth Curry, and we are out of picks, so we have to go ahead and do this with a center. Bridges, wow. Okay, so we're getting some offers. That is definitely something that we are getting. But ultimately, I can definitely get a center for Bridges, right? I'm hoping so, man. We're definitely making a lot of moves here. Maybe I'll try to get one for PJ Washington in a second. I know I'm doing a lot, but I'm really trying to upgrade this team so we have the best chance of going 82-0. Will it happen? Probably not. But ultimately, I'm just going to live. This is a horrendous trade with Khem Birch, but I just don't need PJ Washington right now. I think Bridges is better than him. So those are the moves we made. It's interesting. Is it going to work out? I guess only time will tell. I will see you guys at the start of year number 3. Here's something we're going to do. Kristaps Porzingis, 2 first, and Khem Birch, Kahim, whatever. To the Pelicans, Jared Allen and Mitchell Robinson coming over here. So the reason I'm doing that is, one, I thought KP would progress a little more. He didn't. Jared Allen's going to slide back to center. He'll still be an 86, but we also upgraded the backup center. And honestly, some of you might think we upgraded the starting center spot. So those are the moves we made. We added Mitchell Robinson to our bench unit now, and let's get into this rotation. Start of the final year in New York for us. If you guys, watch my videos, if you watch the majority of them, you want to let me know if this is the best team I've ever had in 2K21 so far. If it's not, it's probably pretty close. LaMelo, Shea, Jimmy Butler, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jared Allen. Our bench unit, Gary Trent Jr., Miles Bridges, Mitchell Robinson, and Teo Mullen. So the one non-80 overall is getting 10 minutes a night. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. I will simulate until we lose a game. This team probably should win around 70 games if I had to, and we lose a game. Not 82-0, but hopefully 70 plus. I will see you guys at the end of year number 3. 82-0 did not happen. I apologize about that, but we got pretty damn close. We went 78-4. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm watching the Red Sox in extra innings, just gave up a 2-run home run. But my God, 80 almost wins, 78-4. LaMelo MVP, Quentin Grimes, Josh Giddey, Jonathan Isaac, Jalen Durant, and Tom Thibodeau at 78-4. That might be my best record yet. I mean, goddamn. Let's take a look at some numbers real quick here. Jared Allen actually led us in scoring, followed by Jaren Jackson Jr., LaMelo Ball, Shea. Jimmy Butler's taking a little bit of a backseat, but 78 wins. Have I done that before? You know, in 2K21 at least. I know I've done it in the past. I've won 80 games before. I know that for a fact. But nobody should be stopping this team. There's just no way we should. Really? We just, you know, we had 4 losses this entire regular season of 82 games, and we just played a 7-game series. Technically, it was only 6 games, but we just lost half the games we definitely lost in the regular season. I don't know why I find that so funny. DeJounte Murray, Josh Green, LeBron James, Adem Bona, and Nikola Vucevic. How's looking for Toronto. And we sweep them. Milwaukee, Lonzo Ball. Oh boy, we got a little brother-on-brother action. Zach LaVine. This, wow, funny enough, we got the Chicago backcourt. Anthony Edwards, Marvin Bagley, and Bol Bol. Wow, interesting. We sweep them, and here come the Grizzlies. Suggs, Mann, RJ Barrett, Usman Garuba, and Karl Anthony Towns. Somebody we maybe could have taken to open this video, but I think we're hopefully going to go ahead and sweep them and get this one done. We win in 5. LaMelo Ball, Finals MVP as well. So, although it's not 82-0, 78-4 is a pretty damn good attempt at this one, if I do say so myself. So, it's probably as close as I'm going to get with this one. This is probably going to be the last 82-0 challenge I do in 2K21. So if you wanted to see another one, I do apologize. But again, I want your guys' thoughts on, you know, what sort of other videos you do want to see, whether they're rebuilds or not, before we ultimately do get up to 2K22. And I'm actually somewhat excited for some sort of new 2K game. Will much change in my NBA? Probably not. But again, here's to putting faith in 2K that really never pans out. But as always, if you guys did enjoy, leave a like down below, man. It definitely does help me out a ton on these videos. And if you guys could also subscribe if you are new, that would mean the world to me as well. That pretty much wraps this one up. Unfortunately, you guys probably got 2 more days of an upload streak, and it's coming to an end. Videos are not obviously coming to an end, but that upload streak will be. Thank you guys all so much for a great summer. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys all in the next one.